Hey guys, it's Dinohunter here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about giraffes. Let's go. Giraffes are large African hoofed mammals in the Giraffa genus. Giraffes used to be classified as one species with 9 subspecies, but recent analysis of their DNA have led them into being classified as 4 species, which can be distinguished by their fur patterns. Their closest living relatives are okapis, who are also in the Giraffidae family. You can see an okapi in the bottom right over there. Now let's talk about their anatomy. Giraffes are the tallest living terrestrial animal and the largest ruminants on Earth. Ruminants undergo rumination, a process where microorganisms in the front parts of an animal's digestive system break down the carbohydrates in food and release it into the bloodstream. During this process, the animal actively regurgitates. Regurgitates basically means that they spit the food back up into its mouth to chew it and break it down further. This is where rumination comes from. As in Latin,
Ruminare.
that word means to chew over again. Both sexes of giraffe have horn-like structures on their head called ossicones. They are formed from cartilage covered with skin. These ossicones do have blood vessels, so they play a role in thermoregulation, that's keeping the animal cool or warm. Older males also tend to have no tufts on the top of their ossicones, so they can be used to tell age. Males also have a lump that develops in their head. As they get older, the heads become heavier and more club-like, with age to help them in combat. Don't worry, we'll talk about combat more in a bit. Occipital condyles at the bottom of their skulls allow them to tip their heads over 90 degrees and grab fruit on the branches directly above them with their tongues. Giraffes have great sense of sight as their eyes are on the side of their head, so their height gives them a huge field of view. Their hearing and smell are also great. Giraffes have very long tongues that can grow to around 45 centimeters, that's 18 inches long. They help to grasp leaves on tough branches and they are black in color. This might help protect it from sunburn. Its lips are also hairy to protect from thorns. Giraffes have been known to sleep standing up, and they have to spread their front legs wide apart or bend their knees in order to drink. Giraffes have necks that can be 2.4 meters or 7 feet and 10 inches long, although they have the exact same number of cervical is neck, vertebrae as humans and most other mammals. Sloths and manatees, however, can have more. The extreme length is the result of elongating the cervical vertebrae, not by adding more. You'll see in some animals, like a famous example is the plesiosaur. A type of plesiosaur has the most number of vertebrae in any animal ever discovered. Those are those marine reptiles that you see in the many dinosaur films, the underwater ones, the aquatic ones. The elongation of these vertebrae happens shortly after birth, most likely because mothers would not be able to easily birth them with the same proportions as adults. Now their habitat and distribution. Giraffes inhabit open woodlands and savannas, with some species also being found in desert environments. Giraffes have a very fragmented distribution, with it being all the way up to Chad in the north and South Africa in the south. It also extends from Niger in the west to Somalia in the east, but it is only found in scattered patches throughout all of these areas. You can see the distribution map in the bottom right. Now let's talk about infighting. This is combat that we spoke about earlier. Male giraffes use their necks as weapons when fighting other male giraffes in a behavior known as necking. This is a behavior to establish dominance, and the giraffes that win the most fights have more reproductive success. There are 2 types of necking. First is low intensity, where males lean on each other and the male that can keep standing upright wins. Then there's high intensity, where males spread their front legs and land huge blows with their ossicones. Usually there are no serious injuries, but it can happen occasionally. You're about to see a video of this, and let's just say, as a human, you definitely do not want to get hit by this. See what I mean? Definitely not fun if you're a giraffe looking to establish dominance. Now let's talk about feeding and being the food. Adult giraffes are mostly safe from predation because of their strong kicks, of course, as well as their incredible neck striking, with lions being their only major threats, while calves are vulnerable to attacks from leopards, spotted hyenas, and wild dogs, as well as lions too. Giraffes like to feed on the twigs of trees. They especially like acacia trees, which provide essential calcium and protein. They eat around 34 kilograms or 75 pounds of plant matter daily, also eating shrubs, grass, and fruit. They also strip large branches of bark, and they also have been known to chew on bones. Its food is more nutrient rich and it has a more efficient digestive system than many other herbivores. Lastly, let's talk about conservation and threats. Giraffes are listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. Two of the main threats are habitat loss caused by human activities and direct killing for bushmeat. These are responsible for their fragmented range. Protected areas like national parks and community efforts have helped in anti-poaching protection and habitat preservation. Luckily, giraffes are protected in most of their current range, and translocations are sometimes undergone to try and reintroduce giraffes to their historic range. And with that, it brings us to the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I think this might be the most in-depth I've gone about any animal's anatomy ever. But could you really blame me? I mean, look at these guys. They're so unique. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you learned something. And I hope they enjoyed the pictures too. I like the one in the top and the middle. See you guys in the next one. Bye.